You're about to listen to a Gaming Stooges podcast with your regularly scheduled Stooges.
I'm Jack.
The internet calls me Cloud.
And I'm Landon.
We hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and if you do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, following us on Twitch, or joining our Discord. Let's get on with the show.
Hi there, folks. We got another episode of the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast with your regularly scheduled Stooges, as our intro suggests.
What was that?
What?
Hello.
Me?
Hello.
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 How are you?
Before we jump into today's topic, though, we got to catch up. It's been a couple weeks. So how's everybody been?
Zelda came out.
Dead inside.
Zelda came out.
So that's
come
pretty good, honestly.
Lots of people have been playing it, and all three of us included.
I have this. I have
An
this.
amiibo.
I don't
and
have
it's got
that.
an amiibo.
But
Very topical today.
I just have the game.
I have the game, but it's in the other room, and I'm not going to go get it. So, yeah, Jack, what have you been up to besides, Zelda?
Because we're not talking about Tears of the Kingdom tonight, folks. We're gonna have a
No.
whole podcast about that.
We
later.
have a
future.
discussion to be had tonight.
Yes.
So no spoilers from us, other than
Play the
spoiler,
goddamn
spoiler,
game.
spoiler.
Yeah, play the goddamn game, it's good. But other than that, anything else? You've been playing Metroid Prime Remastered. How's that been?
We just streamed that last night. I lost about a half hour of progress when I
It was
died
badass.
at the end of the stream.
Is it badass, though?
It didn't
Yeah.
feel very badass, I'm not gonna lie.
It felt super badass. That's why. Because it wasn't just badass. It was badass squared. Super badass.
It was fun times.
Anything else to do with you, Jack?
I'm trying to think of when the last time we podcasted was.
2 weeks ago.
I need like
Pretty
a
much
frame
2
of-
weeks ago.
Oh yeah, okay, that was right before
It was,
I had a weekend.
It was a week before Tears of the Kingdom came out.
I had a weekend trip in Detroit.
Oh, that's right, you did. How was that?
With some friends. It was fun.
Did you
hung out-
stab someone?
No.
Don't worry, there's no cops listening to this. Did you stab someone?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But no, it was fun.
That's Patreon exclusive content. We're gonna have a bonus material go live for those.
It's like
folks.
and it's just like a photo of
We'll
me
give
like
you a
holding
photo of
knife.
Jack's mugshot.
It's just me holding a knife like above a dead body, and there's like a ketchup bottle on the floor for like for the blood.
And then there's confetti like 8 feet away.
But yeah, that was
Detroit.
cool. I went to Mom's Spaghetti.
There's you went to Mom's.
I did. There's a
Nice.
a very brief story about this. So me and two of my friends wanted to go get Mom's Spaghetti because we were in downtown Detroit, and fuck it, we could walk there. So we walked there, and we like walked into like the bar that we thought was like serving the food, and it owns Mom's Spaghetti, but like Mom's Spaghetti is just like a takeout window in an alley, like on the outside of the place. And
Detroit too, so you're going to get stabbed.
no, there was like no one around because it was I think a Monday night, so or like a
That sounds
Monday.
standard.
Made his
Kitchen.
knees weak.
But and then I saw Blink 182 on that Tuesday, which was very sick.
Nice.
And then Zelda came out. That's pretty much been my past 2 weeks.
Landon, how about you? Good couple weeks.
It's been fine. The biggest thing is Kari and I finished The Bear, so I will continue to recommend that from my recommendation from the last episode. Go watch The Bear on Hulu. It is excellent. And other than that, I'm going to start playing the Dokkan Battle.
Already.
I've also been pretty good. I've been kind of going all over the place with like games lately. Allison and I, my girlfriend, we've been watching. We're rewatching through ReZero so we can get caught up because the third season's supposed to be coming sometime this year. I forget exactly when, but we finished the first season and we started on the second. Got a couple episodes in, so starting to roll through that. I still think it's one of my favorite anime ever. It's a really good show. It's the one isekai that I really like. So yeah, I mean, if we don't have anything else to talk about besides, we've already mentioned Zelda. That's going to be we're going to have a whole podcast for that one. Let's jump into today's topic. Today we are talking about something that can go hand in hand with our video game controllers podcast that we talked about previously on our first episode, which is available on all your audio streaming platforms. If you haven't already listened to it, give that a listen. But today we're going to talk about peripherals and accessories. Now, these can be anything from special things that you insert the controllers into to play the games, like the Wii's Guitar Hero controller, or just the Guitar Hero controllers in general. External battery packs for handheld systems like your Game Boy, worm lights, just basically anything that you would use in conjunction with your game hardware of choice in order to either play certain games or just enhance your gaming experience in general. I'm sure we have all had our experiences with different pieces of hardware in that regard. If we can go around the room real quick, Jack, do you remember what your first accessory or peripheral for anything was? And if you do, what was it?
That's a good question.
You want me to come back to you? Or
No, I think I know, actually. Because I didn't really... I didn't really have a whole lot of peripherals when I was, younger, but...
I had a lot.
Until I, reached the age of probably 11 or so, but I'll get back to that later. I think my first, experience with a peripheral, and this is a weird one, but when I was in elementary school, from 4th to 6th grade, one of the gym class activities was DDR. And they had a bunch of CRTs with PS2s and Xboxes hooked up to them, and a shitload of DDR mats.
Nice.
And it was sick. I was actually one, not to brag, but when there was a DDR competition in the 6th grade, and I got first place in the entire class. So
wow.
Nice, good job.
But yeah, I think that was my first experience with a peripheral of any kind.
Mine was pretty cliche. It was, I don't know which one it was, but my first two were a worm light and a rechargeable battery that you could plug into your Game Boy Color in order to see stuff and charge the Game Boy Color.
I changed my answer to the worm light. I forgot about the worm light.
Yeah.
The
funny thing is that the rechargeable battery pack, they didn't have the form factors really nailed down yet, and battery life was really kind of a problem back in the day. So they couldn't make rechargeable batteries that had a really good longevity unless they made them fat as fuck. So mine was mine had an ass. I don't have a Game Boy Color to show you guys, but it had it was imagine the curvature of the Game Boy, but then it just has a big badunkadunk. That was the battery pack.
How thick?
It was curvy.
It was super fucking thick.
Was it chunk?
It was for the people that are watching at home, it was this on my phone.
So it was a full pop can.
It was pretty much a full soda pop can coming out of the back of that thing. It was pretty fucking thick. Landon, what about you? You remember your first one?
Probably a worm light for the Game Boy or the link cable for the Game Boy.
I like how that's all of our answers.
True.
The link cable.
So, this topic we're not going to go in order. We don't really. I have time to to make a list of different accessories to go over. So I'm just kind of talking off the cuff. This is going to be a really casual conversation. We're just kind of build off each other as we go.
Okay. I have a very important question.
What's up?
Do Google Play cards count as peripherals for
No.
the Dokkan Battle?
No. No, but that's a good question and I respect it. I respect
Horseradish is not an instrument either.
Damn it. Al says one of our bronze tier
the NES
Stooge,
Zapper.
one of our bronze tier patrons that's live in the stream right now says the NES Zapper.
If you'd like to support our Patreon, it's up. It's gaming. It's patreon.com/GamingStooges. We're not asking for a lot. $3 a month helps us out a lot. We do have an RSS feed we have to pay to keep our streams going live. And I mean, if we start getting, making
not
more
our
and more
streams
money,
going live.
No,
Our podcasts.
Our podcasts are going live.
That's
correct.
To be out there. Yeah.
I have faux pas when I speak. I'm sorry.
I know. That's what I'm here for.
But yeah, no, that was my first. I think a lot of people, if they played handheld games, that's kind of just like a thing where like
It's like a requirement.
If you played before the Game Boy Advance SP, chances are you had to have one of these peripherals because there was no backlight on any of the Game Boy game systems we got outside of Japan, because Japan had the Game Boy Light. So if you lived in Japan, maybe you had the Game Boy Light, but nobody else did. So everybody probably got a warm light. Or like, I don't know if you guys remember, but like the Game Boy Advance had like a clip-on light that like also shielded the screen when it was like closed down.
I had one of those too.
I had that.
You know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
Hold on.
I also had like I think it was like a matching battery pack too that like came with like, it was the same thing. I think it was like a Mad Catz too. Mad Catz, Pelican, like those guys, those were like the OGs of gaming peripherals.
Mad Catz though.
I'm sure I've shown you two this.
We've come so far. We've come so far since then.
I'm sure I've shown the two of you this. But the clip-on light just reminds me of the...
Oh, the Game Gear?
The super wide gear. The
magnifying... The magnifying glass.
So, basically, for those at home...
Looks like a mini CRT.
Yeah, it looks like a mini CRT that you just clip onto your Game Gear.
Jeez, that is...
And it, like, gives you, like... Talk about thick.
That thing is dummy thick. Dude, they were doing the same thing with the handhelds as they were doing to the Sega Genesis, throwing a bunch of shit on there.
It has
just throw shit on it.
It has Auga eyes.
It does. And it's literally just to give you, like, a larger screen to play with. Like, it just magnifies the screen slightly. So you... Gives you the illusion that you have more screen size.
It does help a little bit, though, at least.
Yeah.
But hey,
okay.
I mean, that's a pretty nice one.
That's just what the when you said the light, like the clip-on light. That's the first thing my mind goes to is this
the clip-on magnifying glass for the Game Gear.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. No, I think that was like a lot of my experiences with peripherals at first. I never had a Game Boy Advance Game Link cable myself. I think I played with like a couple friends. One of them had a Game Link cable, so they like attached it. I did have the Game Boy one though. It was not first party.
Oh, just like the link cable. I thought you were talking about the GameCube to Game Boy Advance.
No, I've never had one of those either. Do you have one of those? Because I know you have like the
yeah, I do.
Disc for Coliseum.
And you know who else has one? Courtesy of moi.
Jack?
Jack has one.
Hi.
Oh, nice.
I do.
Yeah. We were playing 2-player Four Swords Adventure when he was over
sick.
For a little bit.
That's sick.
And so we had to go out and buy a second one. Yeah.
Oh, and you guys just found a place that had one?
Oh yeah.
I've never even found those at my LGS, so that's pretty cool.
We went to Video Game Wizards, and I was like, "You there, behind the counter? I know you have one." And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "I know you do. Pull it out." And they're like, "All right, fine. It's $10." I'm like, "Damn right it is."
Did both of you also get the transfer pack for the N64 that let you play your games on Pokemon Stadium?
No,
I didn't have an N64, so no.
Jack I know probably didn't experience. I did. I remember I like bugged my dad for it too. And the sad thing is like even at the time, those things were really, really finicky because of how bulky they are. Like you had to put the transfer pack into the N64's transfer slot, which I had mentioned. That's where the transfer slot, that's where the expansion pack thing stuff would go during the Controllers podcast. And the thing was big though. And then when you put the game in, like sometimes the game didn't read. Sometimes if you tap the transfer pack, like the whole thing just froze up. It was really finicky at the even for its time. But when you got it working, oh, it was so fun. Like you have like DLC for Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow on the big screen. It was so cool. You can also do that with Mario Golf if you have the N64 and Game Boy Color versions.
Did you guys have the Game Boy players on the GameCube?
I didn't.
Briefly.
My stepbrother had one, so I had to play A Link to the Past on that through that.
I had one, but it was a weird third-party one, and I was just looking on Google Images trying to find what the fuck it was called or what the brand was, but I don't remember, and I can't find it. But basically, like, you know, the standard Game Boy Advance or the Game Boy player for the GameCube is just like a black layer that goes underneath the system.
Yeah.
The one I had was like, it was a dongle, basically. It was like, I'm trying to describe how it was shaped.
I'm starting to kind of see what you're probably talking about.
It was kind of shaped like a mushroom. It was probably like this big. You put your Game Boy Advance cartridge into it, and then that plugs into the GameCube's memory card slot, I'm pretty sure. And then there's a disc that comes with it that you put in.
Yeah, the official one had a disc too.
Okay, but it was weird as fuck. I don't remember what it was called.
It plugs into the memory card slot? That's bizarre.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, at no point has any official like Nintendo GameCube stuff plugged into the memory card slot besides the memory cards.
I definitely remember having it though. I swear to God, I just can't prove it. I don't know what it's called.
Speaking of GameCube stuff, did you guys ever get to use the frickin' Donkey Kong drums? I never owned them, but I used. Oh God, Jack has
He's
them.
Gonna go get his pair.
Yeah, I never owned them, but I did get to play with them before.
Now you're playing with power.
Now you're playing with power. It's funny too, because like all the stuff they advertised back during like the NES days, because that's when they really went hard on like peripherals, because they were trying to sell. They were trying to sell the NES as a toy, not as just a game system, so that it would market better. So they had a bunch of shit. They had Rob literally with the system when you first bought it. There was the Power Glove. You had the Zapper. You had a bunch of other stuff. The NES Advantage controller was weird too. But yeah. But that is cool. Yes, 2.
I have 2.
Nice. That way he can play with his feet.
2-player Donkey Konga by one person.
Nice.
He's not denying it.
No, in fact, he confirmed it. He said 2-player with one person.
I've never actually tried that. I just have... I inherited these from a friend. I didn't have these growing up, but... yeah.
He stole them.
I did not steal them. My friend was like, do you want these? I never use them. And I'm like, yes. Absolutely. Yes. And I've had them for like 10 years.
So, does the Sega CD and the 32X count as peripherals?
Oh, of course they do. They're extra hardware that has to go on top of the... What's up?
Sneezy.
I was just... Oh, your Sneezy's in the background, first off.
Oh. I see her walking by now.
Yeah. Second of all, I was just saying... what did I say? Extra, like... If they count it as their own systems, or what?
It's hard to say. I would say they're peripherals though, because they both require the Genesis in order to function anyway. So
that's fair.
It's kind of like how the
Super Game Boy.
Yeah, like certain games, like the Super Game Boy was also a peripheral. I don't know if you guys owned a Super Game Boy. I never owned one, but I got to use one. That I told you guys about how that's how I played Kirby's Dream Land 2. Works really good. I liked it.
I do not own one.
I think the direct comparison of something like that, like the Sega CD or the 32X, would be like the PlayStation
The Kinect and the
VR.
Move, right? Or the PlayStation VR.
Those two, like the Kinect and the PlayStation Move, are controllers.
Yeah, but I mean, they have a subset of games,
Yeah,
which are played with those exclusively, which also requires the initial hardware.
but it's not like those are not like its own thing that connects. Like they don't have like their own processing unit.
True.
So that's like
That's fair.
that's like the major difference is like the Kinect. I mean, the Kinect probably has some sort of processing unit, but it's a camera. And
Exactly. Yeah.
The
that's fair.
the Move controllers are literally Move controllers that require a camera. So
Now,
like,
what about the iToy?
now I'll say this: I never owned one, but I used one quite a bit in.
I also used one quite a bit.
Because they had demos in like Walmarts and shit where you could mess with where you could mess with iToys, but then also like there was some like after school thing I did at one point that also had an iToy. Like they had a whole PlayStation 2 because everyone had a PlayStation 2. Everyone still has a PlayStation 2. Open a drawer.
I still have a PlayStation 2.
Open a drawer right now. There's a PlayStation 2 in it.
My PlayStation 2 is on the floor, actually.
See?
In the other room.
Still, just open
Either
the door
way,
and you'll find it.
I feel like you get the entire iToy experience just by playing a store demo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do have to say, though, it's kind of funny looking back, because, like, a lot of people, like, made a big deal about, like, stuff like the Kinect and the PlayStation Move, and it's, like, it wasn't, when you think about it, it wasn't actually really the first time that this sort of thing happened. We had iToy before. It wasn't, people didn't really, care for it, and it, but it was the first instance of that sort of thing.
See, that's what I thought when the Kinect first came out. That's what I thought when the Kinect first came out. I was just like, this is stupid. This is just the iToy again.
Yeah, it's just the iToy.
And it was.
It literally was. It was just the iToy. Just, I mean, with better hardware.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of PS2 era peripherals, though, like, I'm sure all of you guys have had experience with, like, all of the Guitar Hero and Rock Band accessories and shit like that, because that was something that blew up in the mid to late aughts.
That's the only reason why Jack's here tonight.
He's here to talk about Rock Band.
I don't have any of them with me. They're all at my parents' house, unfortunately.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
I have one. It's not mine. It's my girlfriend's, but she brought it to play Guitar Hero, so let me go get that.
Cool.
But like I said, what the fuck is wrong with me?
The Microsoft E3 show with the Kinect was a bad time, says Al. I remember that.
Oh my goodness.
I remember how fucking terrible it was. Ooh, that's a nice one.
Am I gonna have to...
It's for the
all the
Wii,
clicks.
so you got the Wii thing here.
That's a nice controller, actually. Like, there's an extension that you can buy for that can like plug the like Wii Guitar Hero controllers into PC, and you can use those to play and you can use those to play Clone Hero. Like that's a nice guitar.
I will let her know you said that.
Yeah.
Do you remember
like,
what? Oh well, he walked away again because he's.
I'm here.
Okay. Do you remember what game? Did she tell you which game that one's from?
That's a Guitar Hero 5 controller, I think.
I was gonna say I don't. Yeah, it's probably. She didn't tell me which one specifically she had, but I think the Guitar Hero game she has, I'd have to go double check, is On Tour, I think. No, not On Tour.
On Tour was the DS one.
What's the one that came after?
Speaking of,
oh my god!
Oh,
I should go get that. Yes, I do actually. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh god, he has that too.
That thing is disgusting.
There was 1, 2, 3 Warriors of Rock, I think, and then what was the next one? I think probably just Guitar Hero 5. I don't remember which one it is, but it's definitely from one of the later ones for sure.
But it's for one of the Wii ones.
Yeah, I had one. I had the much cheaper, like plain red plasticky one that came that you could buy with the PS2 version of Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah, Guitar Hero 3 was the one I played the most of, and that guitar was the one I used a lot.
I think Guitar Hero 3 is just the most popular one because they put that on everything.
That one was on everything, and I mean...
It was on PS2, Wii, and 360.
It was like... There was enough marketing around after the first two Guitar Heroes, and it had like a decent track list for the game.
It did.
So
It's,
it makes sense that one blew up. But then they killed the franchise after that.
Right. I think my favorite though game to play with those kind of accessories was Beatles Rock Band. My friend, who is a huge Beatles fan, had 2 guitars for that game, and we would just jam out to Beatles Rock Band. Sometimes he had a microphone too, so if one of us wanted to switch off and do like lyrics and shit, like we could just do like band up and play the games together, go through all the songs together.
But
that was how
set?
He did not have the drum set, unfortunately. I think he did, but it stopped working or it was broken or something. But it was so fun. There was one time where it was him, myself, and I think his dad. We were all playing Beatles Rock Band together. It was so fun.
Did you find it?
Unfortunately, I don't think I have it here. I think it's still at my parents' house. But are we still talking about Guitar Hero?
We're still talking about Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Okay, what game did she say she had?
I don't remember, but I think it's Guitar Hero 5.
Okay, because that is a Guitar Hero 5 controller.
I'm pretty sure it's the same one that she has with that game. So, but no, I was talking to Landon about Guitar Hero 3 and how popular that one was because it was on literally everything at the time.
Guitar Hero 3 is huge.
Yeah,
huge
and then I was talking about Beatles Rock Band because I played a shit ton of that with my friend Julian.
I did too, mostly by myself.
Well, I was going to say, I think everyone did, but I was going to say that about Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one that I owned, though, myself, was Rock Band 2. I got the full band package for Christmas in 2008. And so that was the first... I had played Guitar Hero before. I wasn't very good at it. But like I had seen my friends played it and I was like familiar with the franchise for sure. But that was the first one I ever owned. And I think I still have, assuming my parents haven't thrown them away, I think I still have all of the instruments at my parents' house. The drums barely work anymore. The guitar strum definitely doesn't work anymore. Unfortunately, the Rock Band guitar controllers were the quality wasn't as good as the Guitar Hero ones, but the games were still great, and you could use Guitar Hero controllers in Rock Band, so it's like whatever.
The Wii had so many freaking.
I was about that was the one thing I was like thinking of, like a topic of discussion is like how many fucking peripherals the Wii had. Especially like in the early days when people would just make like, here's a tennis racket that attaches to the end of your Wii remote, or a baseball bat, or a golf club.
It's just plastic around it. They do that same shit for the Switch too.
They do.
Do they really?
They do.
Yeah.
Like it's not as prevalent, but it's still there. They do that.
I remember getting the fucking tennis racket, baseball bat, golf club package.
My mom ended
for my birthday.
Ended up getting something like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh, that was a good one.
I didn't actually get it at first. My girlfriend actually brought hers. Allison, she brought hers over today or yesterday when she was bringing some stuff over to leave here. She's in the process of moving in, but she actually brought her Wii wheel. I never owned one though because I got my Wii secondhand, So I got Mario Kart, but it didn't come with the Wii wheel because they just didn't have it. Like, I guess they threw it out or something. But I do have...
As one does.
Yes. But you know what's funny is I actually have one of those like Switch style Wii wheels that you put the Joy-Con in. Yeah. Like, if Jack wasn't getting up to get something, again, I would probably be getting up to go get that, because it's super funky.
Well, he's back, so you might as well get up and do that.
Okay. No, but Jack, I was just telling Landon, but I don't have the Wii... So, Allison has a Wii wheel. I never actually owned a Wii wheel, though. But I do have those Switch-style Wii wheels that you put the Joy-Con in. I have, like, a couple.
You never had a Wii wheel?
No, because I got mine secondhand, so my copy of Mario Kart Wii, they didn't have the Wii wheel for it. But I do have something similar. It is...
For those at home, he got up and left.
Yeah.
And now we're by
Hi,
ourselves. Hi, Jack.
How's it going?
Did you... because we skipped over it because you ran away to go look for it. How much did you use the DS game, Guitar Hero?
Oh, I played it quite a bit. I had the first one, and then on Tour Decades, I played both of those a fair amount. Mm-hmm. They're not good games. No. They're not very good games at all.
No.
But it's neat for what it is.
It's kind of silly.
Makes your hand cramp like a bitch.
You got this stupid little thing that you put the Joy-Con in that's like the Wii wheel for the Switch.
Cute. Guess
the
what?
Mario Kart one. It's got a little Mario Kart symbol on the back, so kind of cool.
What do you have, Jack?
Oh, the Wii Zapper!
The Wii Zapper.
One of my friends had one of those.
The God's favorite peripheral, the Wii Zapper.
Kind of. I mean, kind of, yeah.
You know what's interesting is the evolution that the Motion Plus had? Because it's like, at first it was a separate peripheral that you could get, like, with a jacket to fit the extra length of the Motion Plus, and, like, it was packed in with, like, certain games. And then it just kind of got built in, so it, like, stopped being a peripheral and just started being, like, a feature in the controller. It's really weird.
Honestly, like, you know, Nintendo isn't normally one to, like, do a cool guy move when it comes to pricing things, but they added Motion Plus to Wii remotes without changing the price of them.
Yeah, it was just for free.
Cool.
They were just like, Wii remotes, they just have Motion Plus now.
Yeah. But yeah, that came bundled with Wii Sports Resort, which is an incredible game.
Or the way I got my Skyward Sword. Because I didn't get Wii Motion Plus until the Zelda.
Yeah, the Zelda Gold one, they had it bundled in, right?
Yeah, because I didn't need it. You don't need it for jack shit.
Not really. Like, there's some games that, like, it, you know, you got a bit of a boost from it, but, like, you weren't really realistically getting that much of an advantage with it.
That's why I said needed.
Don't be talking shit to Wii Sports Resort.
I'm not talking
We're not talking about Wii Sports Resort. We needed Wii Sports Resort. We didn't need Wii Motion Plus.
Wii Sports Resort, though, like, is one of the 3 games that require it. And I'm not talking shit about that. I'm just saying, like,
for the most part,
didn't
it wasn't
need
needed.
It. Yeah, I didn't need it until Skyward Sword came out, because that was the first game that required it. That I owned at the time. Because I didn't get Wii Sports Resort, because at that point, none of my family was, like, doing shit with the with it. So it was like I was playing the Wii, so, like, I didn't need it. Like, no one had interest in that. Anyway, hi folks. This is where we talk about Patreon. But we don't have any $10 subscribers, so I don't have to shout anyone out.
Yeah.
Yes, this is where we would mention you if you want. If you want to
keep making it easy, just don't subscribe to the $10 tier. Just subscribe to the $3 tier. That's all you need to do.
This is where we would do an ad break if we had advertisers.
And you know what? For today's ad, We're just gonna keep it
Tillamook
rolling
frozen custard.
5 weeks in a row. We got some Tillamook frozen custard.
Yeah.
This week I've got dark chocolate and red raspberry. Use the promo code FUCKOFF to get nothing off at.
To get 0% off.
Yeah.
Tillamook frozen custard.
Now I don't remember how old this one is, but I've partially eaten. Still great.
There you go.
So
It's very creamy, very chocolatey, very red raspberry.
I have a quick question for you guys though, because I never actually got to try it out. But have any of you actually like used a PlayStation Move before?
I have once.
I've touched them multiple times.
Yeah, when you're selling them, right?
Or taking them from people
as
and cleaning them.
trade-ins.
Right. Yeah. Taking trade.
But have I ever used it willingly? No. God, no. I would never.
Fair. I never got the chance to use it, so unfortunately.
I used it once at a friend's house. I think I played like an archery game, and that was it. I don't remember doing anything else with it.
So there was Sports Championship, I think is what it's called. Or Sports Championship and Sports Championship 2 were like the pack-in titles, like your Wii Sports or Connectimals.
Right, yeah.
I don't know why I chose Connectimals and not Connect Sports, but I went with Connectimals.
I mean, that's kind of like the really big pack-in that people were playing with Kinect anyway. So, yeah, it wasn't the same kind of game, but it was the same caliber of game.
It was like your Super Mario Brothers or your Tetris,
right?
But for
exactly
and of the same caliber too, like of the same quality. Like Sports Championship is equal to Super Mario Brothers.
Software to wet your palate.
And Tetris. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that this game is equal to probably two of the greatest titles to ever come out of the 80s and 90s.
True.
That's my claim. That's my claim. If anyone wants to fight me on it, then go for it.
Landon is implying that Connectimals is one of the greatest games to come out in the 2010s.
And Sports Championship for the PS3.
True.
But yeah, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but like the early 2010s, there wasn't really a whole lot going on in the scene with like peripherals and accessories. I wasn't buying like special things to charge Xbox or PlayStation controllers. I didn't have anything I needed for the Wii. So,
I mean, you can technically count the rechargeable battery packs for 360 controllers as peripherals.
But I never owned this 360 myself, so I never got to actually really use those.
What are you doing,
I think one of my friends had them.
When I went to look for my Guitar Hero on Tour grip, I didn't find that, but I did find this. The 3DS
stand for Kid
that
Icarus.
Came with Kid Icarus, because it is impossible to play Kid Icarus without cramping your hands.
You know what I used mine for?
What's that?
This is a fucking shout out for old school Gaming Stooges. Resident Evil Revelations
Let's Play.
And Sonic Triple Trouble, because I recorded that camera off of my 3DS, and so I played it on the 3DS using that. Anything I recorded back in the day on the 3DS itself with the camera, I was using that as the stand.
If you're listening to our podcast from one of the streaming websites, if you want to go on youtube.com/GamingStooges, our Let's Play is still up there if you want to watch terrible quality camera pointed at.
Hey, no. This was the
that was
HD
a good camera.
It was
a
good camera.
You know what? It was a good camera.
This was not the early Arcrise / the original, Black Knight, which doesn't exist anymore. That original run doesn't exist. So really, it's just Arcrise. This was the more quality camera that's like
fair.
It looks nice for what it is.
Yeah,
that's true. No, that's fair. That's fair.
But it's still dog shit. Don't watch it. Instead, go watch the Great Ace Attorney VODs.
Yeah, but
yeah, but
no, that's it.
I was right. Go watch the Great Ace
Attorney VODs.
Yeah.
Just 5-star commentary. Make sure you're giving us 5 stars on Spotify. Get us visible so more people listen to us.
Al asks, and I think this is very important and
Remake
totally on
Switch
topic.
when?
For Kid Icarus Uprising. Jack, your thoughts?
Please?
Do you
That
think,
game would benefit so fucking much from having 2 sticks.
Do you think that's what's going to be announced? Let's take a quick off-topic tour, because I think it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Summer Game Fest is coming up. The what's their face? Sony. That I don't know if you guys have heard of this company before. They own the PlayStation brand. They make refrigerators and cameras and like TVs or whatever.
And extremely overpriced laptops.
Yes, those people. They have their like little thing coming up soon. I think that's next week or whatever.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's
We don't give a shit. Yeah, it is, but they want to get into the door. They want to get all the announcements early. They want to be the trendsetters. We don't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
Well, I kinda, only if they ever bring out Sly Cooper, which they're not going to, so...
Yeah, I stopped caring about Sony because they stopped caring about what I wanted with games. Like, if they announce something cool, then I'm like, okay. I keep up with the state of plays just in case, but I know nothing's ever going to get announced that I want.
Yeah. So I don't care about that. What I care about is, what do we think Nintendo's going to announce for this holiday season? I know I asked Jack this question earlier on a stream, I think last week, but I want to hear it again. It's mostly from Cloud now. Go.
So, are you asking what I want them to, or what I think, like, realistically?
You can do both.
So, realistically, I don't feel like they're going to have much to announce. Like, maybe they'll announce...
Keep in mind, I will say this, keep in mind, the only things from Nintendo themselves we have announced right now this year, Pikmin 4 in July, July 21st, Mario Kart DLC, and Pokemon DLC. That is it. We do not have anything else. Now that Tears of the Kingdom, Advance Wars, and Fire Emblem are out, like, we know nothing.
We just got engaged, so the only thing we'll probably see from that front is DLC stuff.
Which, they're done with the DLC.
Oh, they're already done with DLC, so brilliant. So there's nothing to show with that.
Yeah.
So I think realistically, maybe they'll show off, like, if they have more, or if they haven't done all of it yet, like Splatoon 3 DLC. Maybe we'll get maybe we'll get like a side Mario game that's not like a major project or something. Like, I would like to see them maybe do another Mario 3D title, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It'd be really cool to see something on Metroid Prime 4. We're still waiting on that.
Yeah, that's the only other game.
That's really the only game I can think of, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough because the Switch is 6.5 years old almost. It's getting there. It's over 6 years old, and
March.
like,
yeah,
we're gonna be seeing a slowdown of new stuff coming out for it because it's just that part of the cycle. Like, they're probably already preparing the next hardware, and it's going to be kind of quiet for a while till we get that hardware, I think.
Alright, now what do you want? Like, if you could have one dream project, you get to cash in your wish, you can punch Reggie Fils-Aimé and he spits it out.
I want them to release Generations 1 and 2, at least, on Virtual Console, with compatibility with the Pokemon Stadium release that's on... or not Virtual Console.
For Switch Online.
Switch Online. And have compatibility with Pokemon Stadium Switch Online. That's my dream announcement. I think that's really it, because, like, I can wait on Mario Kart 9 until the next system comes out. We do need more Mario Kart 8 DLC announcements, because we've got Wave 4. We're waiting on Wave 5.
Correct. Yeah. But we know that's happening. Like, that's the thing, is we know that's
True,
happening.
I figure we'll probably find out what's in it, though, soon.
Yeah. That's probably one of their announcements, is going to be like, it's fucking Mario Circuit from fucking...
some game.
Wii, or whatever.
There's like 5 different ones.
Yeah, it's just all the Mario circuits that we haven't redone yet. Have fun. That's the whole 2 cups. And one tour court because we have to have.
Gotta have a tour course.
Gotta have the tour course.
It's not
Jack,
DLC without the tour course.
Yep.
What do you think they're going to announce? What do you want?
I kind of agree with Cloud. I'm not sure if we're gonna get something like huge this upcoming holiday season. I think I don't know if it's too soon for
There's gotta
one,
be
but I
some
think
holiday game they're gonna come.
I think
It's just out of
Pokemon.
play.
I think a Pokemon DLC could be possible.
Oh no, that's for sure. Because they've already said what the Pokemon DLCs are.
Oh, have they really?
So I don't.
I'm not fucking
Yeah.
paying
So I
attention to
don't
that, I guess.
know. I don't know when exactly it's supposed to happen, but I guess it was reconfirmed that both DLCs are 2023. Like they said,
Okay.
winter 2023. So people were like, "Oh, it could also be January, February." But no, I guess both the DLCs are this year. But like that's just an expansion to an existing game. Like they gotta have like some actual game to have this holiday season. I just don't know what.
Okay, here's my thought.
Yep.
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker 2. Done.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Is that what I want? Yes.
Yes.
Is that what they should do?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But what are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do? They're gonna fuck me in the ass. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they do every year.
Any other
I'm not
points
sure
to
if
make
there's
about
any.
that?
I don't know if there's anything else I could think of that I would have a pretty good guess. I honestly don't know what to expect in like the last 6 months of the year, because like after Pikmin 4, it's just like, what the fuck else is coming out?
They
But,
really
we'll find out soon.
front-loaded this year. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of their big stuff is already out. It's gonna be a weird year.
Now what do I want?
You give
That's
us
a good
one project that if you could punch Douglas Bowser
Douglas Bowser.
in the face
Um,
and he spits it out, what does he spit out?
in terms of like first party Nintendo stuff,
Yeah, because we're gonna have to punch someone different for something else.
yeah. That's a good question.
Come on, Bowser, give
I-
us Mother 3!
I mean, like, I think the easy answer is Prime 4, but like, there's no fucking way that's gonna happen this year. What? Oh, what if
Oh.
though?
What if it does?
What if
happen
they
this year?
announce Prime 4 next month?
That would be good. It's so up in the air. It's like, we know that they're working on it, but when are we gonna get it? Like, who knows?
I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but like, that's one of the first things that came to mind.
All right.
So
Al mentions the rumored
Fire Emblem 4
Fire
remake.
Emblem 4 remake.
Which one
in-
was Fire Emblem 4 again?
Geology of the Holy War.
Really? I keep forgetting that was the fourth one.
So it went 1.
Oh yeah, because 5 is Thrash's 776, and then 6
Yeah,
is
and
the Game Boy.
3 is it's the combo of 1 and 2 on Super
Right.
Nintendo. Yeah.
And
So
then
Geology
2
is
was
number
Gaiden.
4.
Gotcha. Yep. No, that makes sense. So yeah. Moving
But
back to our
I would love that. I would love that.
Oh, yeah.
But yes,
That
moving
would-
back to Peripherals.
to our main topic. So
What do you
the
think they're going to announce
for
Amiibo-wise?
Amiibo is probably
Amiibo-wise.
one of the most marketable things that Nintendo ever came up with, and it's like 10 years old now. It's like 10 years this year, right?
Amiibo?
Right? It's
10
is
years
it
next year.
or was it 2014?
It started with Smash 4, which was 2014.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Smash,
Yeah, no.
Smash
they
for
announced
Wii U,
it.
Smash for 3DS.
That's right.
was,
I was trying to remember if they did something before Smash 4 or if Smash 4 was their
Nope.
initial.
Yeah, Smash 4 was the original. That's why they.
So
designed
9 years.
Amiibos.
So next year it'll be 10 years. They sold a lot of these shits.
Yes, they did.
I
They
do
still
not
do.
have any of mine with me, unfortunately. I left
I
them
don't either.
at my friend's.
Mine are in a big tub in my parents' house.
I have
I only had
all
like
my
6 or
Fire
7.
Emblem ones. I have all my Fire Emblem ones, and all my Zelda ones, plus both of my Daisies, Toad, Villager, and Ivysaur right here in the office. All my other ones are downstairs.
Nice.
You have quite a few.
Oh, I have so many. I have so many.
I think I dropped off of the amiibo train in probably 2017 or 2018 because it just got to a point where I'm like, I have 1 million of these and I almost never use them. They're taking up too much space. I'm going to quit.
But
I've liked
Jack,
that they've incorporated them into a lot of different games. Like, depending on which ones you get.
I
Yes,
got
Landon?
the Cap of the Wind in Tears of the Kingdom. So that makes spending $2 billion on Amiibo
Worth it.
That is pretty cool.
No,
I do need
remember what was it? Was it in Breath of the Wild 1 or Twilight Princess HD or something that they have like an amiibo and like it unlocked a certain thing and if you didn't have the amiibo you just couldn't get that thing?
Did you say Breath of the Wild 1?
He did say Breath of the
Yes,
Wild.
I did. Because Tears of the Kingdom is Breath of the Wild 2.
True.
Technically, he's not incorrect, but he's not correct either because it's called Tears of the Kingdom, not Breath of the Wild 2. It was Skyward Sword for the Switch. If you didn't get the Loftwing amiibo, Zelda and Loftwing. I'm holding up for those listening the Zelda Loftwing amiibo. It's in my hand. This gave you Quick Warp and some shit, but yeah, it was like Quick Warp was like locked to the amiibo.
Like they locked it behind an amiibo.
Yeah, this specific amiibo. It wasn't any amiibo. It was this $25 amiibo.
$25?
Yes. This originally retailed at $25.
Why?
Because the bird
Because it unlocks Quick Warp.
Like, look how thick this bird is.
It does have a high quality like painting of so it's nicer at least.
I mean, what the new Tears of the Kingdom link retails for $15.99. I'm going to buy the Pyramithra 2-pack because I'm a slut.
I want that. But how much is it right now?
It's like 25, I think is what
not
it's.
too bad.
It's like 25.30 when that one comes out, but it's a 2-pack.
So
Do you guys remember, like, I mean, Lennon, you experienced it firsthand because you worked at a fucking GameStop.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But just like the absolute craze for these tiny figures, like people lining up in front of Toys R Us before they open on like Saturday mornings or whatever.
Oh yeah,
because they heard that there was going to be a Greninja shipment.
Yes, no, I very much remember.
Amiibo.
I very much remember the whole craze, like the early craze for Amiibo. It's definitely died down for multiple reasons. Not as many people care anymore. Mm-hmm. But also, there's not demand shortages like there was. Like, you can get Amiibo. You can get Amiibo.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas that was not the case when Nintendo was, like, pumping out 2 at a time. Just like they were making 2 of one Amiibo, and, like, everyone wanted it. But there's also not retailer exclusives as much anymore. Some of the reprints for Zelda were retailer exclusive, but, like, most of them just come to all retailers again, which is fine. And how it should have happened.
Did you guys ever import Amiibos?
No.
I did.
I have. What's the most you've ever spent on an Amiibo?
Probably the $50 I spent on this Skyward Sword Amiibo.
Oh, Jesus.
Goddamn.
Because this is, before I purchased it, this is the only Legend of Zelda Amiibo I did not own. And it did not get a reprint like the Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, like, anniversary links did. And I was waiting. And then Tears of the Kingdom came out, and I was like, well, I'm just going to fucking order it, and $50 is, like, half of what I saw it last. I saw it, like, at $100, like, a couple months ago. So I'll take it for $50.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I think, yeah. I bought a couple from PlayAsia at one point.
I did too.
I know I bought a Rosalina on PlayAsia, and I think I spent like I want to say like $36 or $37 on it.
That sounds about how much I spent on my Robin. Yeah, because I ordered a Robin from PlayAsia. And it was probably about 20. It was like 28 to 30. It was like
I just remember when Amiibos were first announced, and I thought that's cool, but I'm probably not gonna buy very many. I'm probably just gonna buy like Marth and Zelda because they're my favorite Smash characters, and that's gonna be it. And then I bought those two. And then I bought then I went to like a what was it? I went to like Target on a Black Friday. I think this was like 2014. Like after work, and I'm just like, why not? I'll buy an Amiibo. I bought like a Fox or a Donkey Kong or something. And then it just kind of snowballed from there, and I just kept buying more and more.
I can't remember just how many I have. I only have like a few. Like I said, they're all with my friend now, but I know I had a Sonic, I had a Pikachu, I think I had a Toon Link because those were like my three mains in early Smash 4, but like before DLC and everything happened. I don't remember what I got beyond that. I think I have like one or two others, but it's been forever. I do like though that they unlocked. I do like that they unlock content in games. Like, they unlock content in so many different games. There's 3DS games that support it. There's Wii U games that support it. There's Switch games that support them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I wanted a Meta Knight one, but I never did.
Did you guys ever deal with the other Toys to Life figures?
No, and I'm glad I didn't.
Never once even remotely had an interest in getting anything else.
They still sell Skylanders figures at my local game store, and you can see them with the Amiibos in a case as soon as you come in. Like, you come in, look to your left, and there's just a case that's just Amiibos, Skylanders figures, some like Pathfinder or other kind of shit with figurine stuff, I don't know. Just all that stuff.
Skylanders was very much like a product of its time.
It really was. You can't do Skylanders again today.
It did not last very long.
It's just like the Guitar Hero and Rock Band stuff. Like, it was a thing that like at the time people had all this expendable income, and they had a lot of money to get these things. Like, but now if you were to like throw that out there retail nowadays, like, people would be like, they want me to pay this?
Was that the thing with Spyro? Yeah.
Yeah. The Skylanders was the Spyro thing.
They
threw Spyro in there for brand recognition, though. It was its own thing from the start.
The dark times in the Spyro franchise.
Not
the only one
as
I
dark
wanted...
as Enter the Dragonfly.
No, that's my favorite. The only one I wanted to get into, but I never did, was Lego Dimensions, because they had all of the they had like Sonic, they had like Scooby-Doo, they had like a bunch of different like brands in it that were like, oh, that's cool, I want Legos of those, because they hadn't had like the Lego release of those before.
Oh yeah, doesn't like the Disney Xfinity or Disney Infinity games have like that sort of thing?
Oh,
they had like Disney Infinity.
They had a
Disney
Toys for Life,
Infinity
yeah.
Disney Infinity was fucking everywhere.
They did like old school Disney and like a little bit of Pixar for the first wave, and then the second one was like Marvel, because they bought Marvel, and then a little bit of Disney, and then the third one was Star Wars. I remember
two things about Disney Infinity. One is that I think it's Disney Infinity 3.0 is that there's a mode that is a blatant Splatoon ripoff where you just like paint the ground with your gun.
Yep.
That's really?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
for real.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'm pretty sure you like can't play one of the games anymore. I forget which one it is, but like one of them is like completely unplayable for some reason.
I think it's all of them. They're all unplayable.
Probably. And also the fact that the Phineas figure from Phineas and Ferb, you can see the back of his eyeballs. It's pretty funny.
That's funny.
Hold on, I'm gonna find that and put it in the spoilers.
Going back to one of our topics from earlier when I was like showing like a couple things I had for my Switch, but considering we've all had the Switch relatively since the launch window, do you guys have any like accessories and stuff that you use for your Switch or have used in the past? Because I have so much. Like, I have more than just this little wheel thing. Like, I have like third-party little grips with little like controller handles that you can put the thing in. Obviously, they came with like little grips that you can put on them, but like there's all these like third-party things that you can use. There's like
the only real stuff I have are 20,000 cases for the Switch.
I have a case for mine, obviously. Like, it's kind of you kind of need one if you're ever going to take your Switch with you. You need a nice case. So.
I've got like 20,000 cases for it. I've got two different. They're like flip cases. Like they're made of like a hard leather. They're like flip like cases that you would use for phones, where it would like cover it, but then you can flip it out and you can use it as a stand. I have like a Zelda one and a Splatoon one. I really liked those, and I wish they had made more of them. But they never did. They stopped after that, and I was really upset because I wanted a Metroid one. And then I did have a comfort grip for a while before it snapped in half because my man hands are so manly and strong.
I feel that.
And so I just break plastic. It's so weak and poor.
It's fair.
Yeah. But that was nice. I really liked the comfort grip until it snapped because it was weak.
I have a pseudo like comfort grip style. Like, it's like the grip that you put the Joy-Cons in that the system comes with, but it's got like a special thing that goes over the ZL, ZR, LNR buttons, and the grips, like the actual handles, are more like they're more like comfort based.
So it has a tuner.
It's weird. Like, I'll go get it real quick, but you guys can keep talking about Switch accessory shit.
Jack, you want to talk about something else?
I mean, I hadn't said anything yet about it. I was gonna say my piece.
Oh, do you want to say your piece?
Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot for the Switch in terms of accessories.
Oh, okay.
I haven't really felt the need to, honestly. Like, every game that I've played, I've never really felt like I needed more than just my Pro Controller, because the Pro Controller is all you really need.
What about
this is a damn good controller.
What about more amiibo? Can I interest you in another amiibo?
No, thank you.
What if the amiibo had boobies?
I'm listening.
Spyro and Mithra coming out July 21st alongside Pikmin 4. You could scan them into Pikmin 4. I don't think they'll do anything.
My friend always used to call amiibos Amiarlboros because they're addictive like cigarettes.
Okay.
That's good.
I got this.
Yeah.
So it's like the regular grip, but it's like more comfortable on the back, and then it has this thing that latches over.
Oh, that thing.
Oh, okay, that looks neat.
So the comfort grip I had was for the whole Switch when you take it portably.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, no, mine's just for the Joy-Cons.
Yeah. I've seen those. Those scare me. Like I said, it looks like they have a tumor or something built onto them.
No, they're actually really comfortable. Like, if you hold on to them.
No, they scare me.
No,
scary.
No, I'm easily frightened.
I have that. I have, like, again, I mentioned, like, these two little, like, they look like tiny little, like, Genesis croissant-looking controller things you put the Joy-Con in to, like, make it so that when you're holding the Joy-Con sideways, you have, like, an actual grip to hold on to.
Oh,
they're really small, though, but I have one of those. I think the Switch is honestly, like, the most recently I've really bothered to buy any accessories for it. I know that, like, the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, you have, like, charging stands and headsets and other special stuff that they always sell with the systems. They got, like, media remotes in case you want to use a media remote instead of the actual controller to control your media streaming apps and stuff like that.
I mean, for
I haven't had any of those.
PS5, I have a charge dock for my one controller.
Is
because
it
it's
the
more
first?
convenient. Yeah, it's
Right,
the first
yeah.
party one.
It is the first party one? Okay.
So it looks like a PlayStation 5. It's pretty cute. It looks like a little mini PS5. And I just set my controller on there. But it's like easier than just having a cable plugged into the fucking PS5.
Yeah.
Because I have a small demon cat that runs around here and chews and bats everything. So I just have it hidden.
Oh.
And I have my PS5 DualSense controller hit on sit on that.
I remembered a couple of things. We talked about Wii accessories a lot. And one thing that I'll say first before I talk about this next thing is that since Lennon mentioned having a demon cat that bats and chews on things, when I bought, let me start over. Back in the day, my sister had a hamster, and hamsters are awful. Like, they smell terrible, they do nothing but crawl around in their cage until they escape and chew through your Wii sensor bar wire, because that thing is thinner than spaghetti.
It's true.
And so I had to replace that. Got another one. Years later, first Christmas with Momo, she chews through my Wii sensor bar wire. And
Nice.
I'm like, I was so annoyed. So I bought a wireless one. And
I had a wireless one
say,
for a bit.
I gotta say, I have the wireless sensor bar it eats through batteries like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because it uses 4 AA's and they will run out quick. But it is way, way better than a first party sensor bar.
It is.
Its reach is way further.
It's so
and you
thick,
can aim
too.
at it from like you can aim at it from like way further away, like to the side and shit.
Yup. I don't know if I had the same one as you, but I definitely had one, and I totally forgot about it until you mentioned it.
Was it like long and black, and did it have a blue light in the middle?
I think so.
But the other thing that I was going to talk about, we didn't talk about the Wii balance board.
Oh shit! I never played Wii Fit or any of those games, so like I never had one.
I owned one. I still do probably. It's probably at my parents' house somewhere. But we had one, and like, it's funny because we bought it like as I think it was a Mother's Day gift because my mom like was super interested in it, and she thought it looked fun, and like, you know, my parents played Wii Sports a lot. So my dad got it for her for Mother's Day, and she never played it. Me and my sister and my dad played it a lot, but the Wii balance board it actually works as a scale. I'll say that. But it's fine.
Have either of you used the Ring Fit ring?
No.
I haven't yet. I do want to own one though. I just need to find one on clearance one day.
Yeah,
Because like I've heard it's like it's a good workout.
I'm
originally
pretty sure mine was from PowerA, the Wii sensor bar. Now that I'm looking at it,
that sounds about right. There's only like 12 of them out there. So, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
Oh yeah, that's definitely it.
I
I had that exact one.
The only reason why I never got a Ring Fit set is originally because I was living in an apartment on the top floor, and I didn't want to fucking like
be stomping.
Bothering my
And
downstairs
running.
neighbor because he was pretty chill. I could get one now.
You could.
I could make some room to work out, but then that would mean I'd have to stand up.
God, we should. I don't know how it would be feasible because my entire stream setup is in my bedroom, and my bed is like a foot behind me. So I'm not sure how I could stream it, but one day
We should get
I'm
you.
gonna think.
Get
I'm
you
gonna think
streaming
about it. Maybe. We'll see.
Okay. You know what?
It's an idea.
That's an idea. It's a Patreon tier idea.
Ooh.
True.
Patreon.
Give me $80 to buy Ring Fit.
Okay. There was.
What about fucking Nintendo Labo?
Oh god.
That's just cardboard.
I bought a Nintendo Labo kit
Oh my
because
God,
it
you
was
bought
on
one?
because it was on clearance for $9.
Oh,
You
that's
spent
okay. You know what?
$9 on Nintendo Labo? That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
right?
pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it was on clearance for
Like-
$9. And I was like, why not? I ultimately never used it. I left it in the box, and then I ended up giving it to my ex-girlfriend's family because they were interested in it. And I was like, well, I don't want this. I just bought it.
Do you
'cause
remember
it
which
was
one
in
it was?
It was like one of the regular ones. It was just like the base one that I can't remember. I'll see if I can look it up. But did either of
I'm trying
you
to
use
think.
Labo?
There was
Nope.
another. No, God no. Do you guys remember the Mario Kart like RCs that Mario Kart Live Circuit?
Yeah.
For the
I never
Switch?
got it, but we were selling it at my job for a long time.
Okay, so I'll explain it
The
to you, Jack.
It was the variety kit, by the way.
Variety kit. Okay, that makes sense. So what it is you can buy a Mario or Luigi kart, and then they give you like shit to like build a racetrack in your house with like checkpoints and everything, and then you use the Switch and you're like playing in first person, and then it does like because the cart itself has a camera, and so it does like AR bullshit. Which is another thing. Remember 3DS AR cards?
Yes.
Oh shit!
I still have mine.
I think I have mine. I had like Club Nintendo had the giant question mark one that you could get using coins. I had that at one point. I think it might be downstairs.
I know what I think I'm familiar with the Mario Kart thing you're talking about. I've just never really looked into it too deeply.
Because they're like $100, and you're like, why would I want to spend that on that?
Yeah, why would I not just want to play regular Mario Kart?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's... Well, I wasn't mostly explaining it to you. I was mostly explaining it to the dumb viewer that's still
to the general
listening to
audience,
our video.
yeah.
True.
The dumb, stupid, smelly baby that's listening to our video. Hey, remember when I was asking for money? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like, I feel like the Switch is like the exception nowadays to like the like absence of like peripherals. Because like they're like,
because like nowadays you just get like standardized stuff, like I was mentioning, like headsets, stuff to charge your controllers, but like Switch has a bunch of weird random shit.
Or what the children buy, control freaks or fucking strike packs to mod their.
Oh god, yeah, no, those fucking mod pack things.
Yeah. The gross ass bullshit.
Oh, yeah, because it's like, oh, you can make your controller into a SCUF controller. It's like, no, that's not the same thing. That's not what. Okay, whatever. I was gonna mention, we haven't talked about this, but you guys do. I don't have mine anymore. Do you guys still have your Pokewalkers from Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver?
No.
Probably not.
I don't know what happened to mine.
I don't know what happened to mine either.
I don't know what happened to mine either. It just kind of like lost. You know what? Actually, no. I think I know what happened to mine. I think I left it in a box that I left at my old apartment that had caught fire, and I never retrieved it, so I just never got it back. Gross. I think that's literally what happened to it. But I remember using the Pokewalker.
The Pokewalker was awesome.
It was so awesome. And the funny thing is like when people were saying it was like actually a super accurate pedometer, they weren't lying. Like that thing was like it is crazy to me that they just packaged this in for free with Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver. Like you didn't pay any extra money for it. It was $40 with the game, and you just got it, and it worked so fucking well. If they had actually like just given us like the Pokeball Plus like thing, or the Pokeball Plus thing with Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, I feel like it would have sold like better that way, because like Like, people don't want to have to get the thing separately. But
yeah, but it was
package
also
in.
it was a Pokemon Go thing too, and so people
That's
were
true.
willing to buy it separately because Pokemon
Because
Go.
Pokemon Go, yeah, right.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, it's also was a full controller. It wasn't like a little
Fair.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
So like,
Eh.
it's like, yeah, you have to take your battles. It's like, do I give them this $80 controller or
was gonna say
$50 controller?
It was a $60 Mew.
Yeah, I mean, just give them Mew at that point. Just give them a fucking code for Mew. But we want you to buy Mew, and it's a one-time Mew. So if you fuck up, it's gone.
It's bad. Like, I don't have that kind of money to be spending on that. But like, if I did, I'd be that sucker that would be like, yeah, I'll get a Pokeball Plus. Like,
yeah, you would be that sucker. Fucking.
I am a sucker.
Do you guys remember the circle pad grip for the 3DS?
Yes.
Yes.
The one that attaches
to the
a
side.
second
Yep.
circle pad. Yep. Did you ever have one?
I am so glad that I just didn't get that and I just waited till the new 3DSs came out.
True.
Which, by the way...
I never had one, but I have held one, and they're pretty comfortable, if nothing else.
Oh, that's good, because they looked like a monstrosity for me. At least they're comfortable. It's kind of like the Wii U gamepad, where like it's more comfortable than it looks like it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have one, Jack. I know that Landon does, and I do. But do you have like the regular new 3DS, and like what faceplates do you have for that? Because like you can swap the plates out. I haven't gotten any new ones, unfortunately. I still have like the base Mario ones with mine.
I do not have a base model new 3DS. I have a Majora's Mask Nintendo 3DS XL.
That's a really nice one.
Yes, it is.
To answer your question before you ask me, I have the Pokemon Red and Blue, the Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer.
So jealous of the Pokemon one. I want those.
And I have the the black Mario Edition one, where it's just like black.
I have the white one for that one.
Yeah. There was like some Fire Emblem ones I wanted, but like the issue is those never sold in normal retail.
Yeah.
In the US, which
you have to import them. It's expensive.
Or buy off of like Nintendo. They were like for sale on Nintendo's website.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they like I'm like just put it out in retail. Like
yeah.
But Nintendo
they were
so
really cautious
anti.
Yeah, they didn't even want to sell the new 3DS out here at first.
They were so fucking anti that system. Like, come on, guys.
They never even
really
officially quote unquote released it out here. They just kind of put it out as special editions. Like we never officially got it. They just kind of, here you go, alongside all this other stuff here.
Here are some limited editions. Get them while they're here, or they're gone forever.
Pretty much.
Like they cared more about the new 2DS XL.
Yeah, they really did.
Than the new 3DS.
It's because
from what I've heard, the new 2DS XL was actually a quality system.
It is. I think it was worth the money that they were charging for it, especially because it got a really fast price cut. It went from $150 down to like $100 really fast. Like when they
never forget that the 3DS launched at $250.
Oh yeah. But they put the new 2DS XLs at like $100, and they came bundled with Mario Kart 7 too. So like you got a free like $40 game with your $100 system that was originally $150. So it was a good deal. Kind of just like a going on the way out thing while they were really getting the Switch to take over. Speaking of, I really don't think I have like any accessories for the 3DS. Like besides a case, obviously. Like I have a carrying case that I have for my 2DS, but that's about it.
I don't think I do either.
I mean, besides the stand that you showed off earlier.
Yeah.
The 3DS.
Yeah.
Now,
Which is too small for the I mean, I guess it's not. I guess it fits.
I wanted to ask this earlier, and since I feel like it's kind of a topic that we can just kind of toss in there now. Did any of you guys ever use like those like Game Shark action replay, either like discs or devices or anything for any systems? Like, which ones did you have them for?
I had one for the game.
Ones.
I had a Game Boy Advance, a Game Shark. I had a Nintendo DS, and then a Nintendo DSi action replay.
Okay.
I think I still have my DSi action replay. Ironically, it does not work on my DSi, only on my DS Lite.
I have so my funny story with Game Sharks and action replays, my first exposure to them was not good because it was a family member or somebody. It was on like a birthday party that I went to, and they were like, "Oh, I have this Game Shark for Game Boy, and I like got all this cool stuff in my Pokemon game." Come to find out, they fucked up the codes that they put in. So when I used it, my save got deleted.
Nice.
That's
badass.
So for a while, I didn't want to touch them. But then I had a good friend who I could trust, who had like he had a Game Shark disc for the PS1, and I remember specifically we used the cheats for Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories in order to get all the cards on our save file, because fuck doing actual grinding in that game for any cards.
Go watch that LP.
That LP was fun. I probably the same Game Shark codes, to be honest. The same cheats to get all the cards and everything. Yeah, I did that back in the day. I have a Game Shark disc for PS2. I haven't used it in forever. It still works from what I remember using. Had tons and tons of games. Like, I'd have to look, but like, if you had a PS2 game, chances were there was like cheats on that Game Shark disc, and it was pretty easy. You just put in the codes. The software could read that the software was still going. You take the disc out, put the game in, boot it up, and boom, there you go. I still have that. I have an action replay I bought for the Game Boy Advance for one reason, and one reason alone. And that was to unlock the special events in Pokemon GBA games that you can't get to anymore. So like the Naval Rock and the Naval Rocket thing for Fire Red Leaf Green Emerald to get Lugia Ho-Oh. The Faraway Island thing to get Mew, I did that. There's one to get Deoxys at Birth Island, I did that. I think it's possible to also do like the Eon Ticket Latios event. So I might do that in some point in the future since I've had good experience with everything else so far. I was thinking of doing that.
Remember that time I tried to use action replay codes to go to...
Yeah, and you were like having a lot of trouble and like the data was corrupted and you were like, fuck this, I'm not doing this.
It like literally... My save data wasn't corrupted. It was just that like it fucked up my TMs and HMs.
Oh.
And like I'm pretty sure I did not have any HMs.
I think so.
And
like,
I could not get them back.
In fairness, when I used the action replay for my cartridges, I realized that trying to get the event item itself was not working properly. So
just using the code for the event.
I just used the code to warp myself in front of the event. And then I would save there and I would just make sure I had something with fly or something if I needed it. And then just do it that way. And that worked pretty fine. Like honestly, the event item, literally just there to unlock the area. The Pokemon event itself, when you get to the locations in those games, they just play just fine. So, thankfully. I remember one of the reasons why I had a 700-hour file on Pokemon Pearl was my friends had a code breaker, which was basically the same as an action replay. And it had a ton of codes for Pokemon Pearl. So I would breed a Pokemon, get infinite rare candies, level that shit up to level 100, and then like do EV training and stuff, and then like do the box trick, pop it back out, and like just EV train Pokemon for the battle tower. So I ended up with like additional like couple hundred hours just doing that. But I do have an Action Replay DS. I don't use it that much. I use it for the events for the Gen 4 games. And I did recently get a Power Saves for 3DS. The Power Saves is actually the easiest thing to use because the codes are already loaded onto it. So you just have to, it's like a little like insertion that has a USB port. You just plug it into your computer, pop the 3DS game in there, and then it reads the game. And then it's like, oh, you have all these codes that you can use for it. You just click, 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 whichever one you want. Save the cartridge, and then you just take the cartridge back out, put it in your game, boom. That's how I ended up getting like a couple event Pokemon that I couldn't get otherwise, because otherwise the events were already done. So, but they're legit, like they're exactly as if you had gotten the events live, so it's pretty cool.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we haven't covered. I guess there's Hey You Pikachu.
Gross. Pass.
I regret. Why do people always have to mention this? I hate Hey You Pikachu. I've used the microphone. It's not the microphone sucks, it's that the game literally on purpose doesn't recognize your voice.
Pikachu is a dickhead.
Yep. Like the microphone works just fine, like the game itself just sucks. They had
there's
many accessories for Pokemon shit, I swear.
There's the GameCube microphone, which was used for like 3 games.
There was also
Really?
a Wii microphone.
I mean, I don't doubt that the Wii had a microphone. I didn't know that the GameCube had a microphone thing, though, considering how the GameCube didn't sell
it was used in
Mario Party?
It was used in Mario Party 6 and 7,
Yeah.
I think.
Interesting. I didn't play 6 or 7. I think my last exposure to Mario Party was 5 before I dropped off and didn't come back till Super, so...
5 is not a great one, but that's a topic for another day.
Did you, Jack, did you ever have the Animal Crossing GameCube memory card?
I did not, unfortunately.
I had one.
Nice.
It has like a special present. Like for those who don't know, there's a couple different like specialized Animal Crossing GameCube memory cards where they're really small. They're like the smallest size in terms of blocks, but they have like a special present on it for like furniture, for like the save data or like a KK Slider song or something, and some NES games. So you can like access that through Animal Crossing, and then they have like. Instead of being blank, they have like a little picture that there's like a KK Slider one and a Rover one. So like special for Animal Crossing.
That's kind of like thinking about it, that's kind of like an early example of DLC.
Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I was mentioning with the Pokemon Stadium thing way back. It's like, if you wanted extra content in the games, you literally needed extra hardware to kind of add content to your existing stuff, which it was a cool way to do it, but it's definitely a lot more streamlined now how they do that sort of thing.
The other thing I can think of is, I mean, we talked about link cables a long time ago, but did you guys ever use the wireless adapter for Game Boy Advance? For Game Boy Advance.
I got the wireless adapter with my copy of Leaf Green, because I do remember getting it at launch, like for new at GameStop at the time, but nobody else had Pokemon Emerald or Fire Red or Leaf Green that was playing with me. Like everybody else had either moved on to playing like other games, because this was when Pokemon's popularity was starting to wane a bit. So like this was the point when I still was playing the games, but I didn't have anyone to play with. So I got this wireless adapter, never got the chance to use it. I don't even have it anymore because I don't have my original copy.
I don't have mine anymore either, but I just remember when it came out because some of my friends in the neighborhood, my childhood friends, we all played Pokemon a shit ton still. And when that came out, and like my friend and I were both using our like wireless connectors, and we're like, I'm sitting on like one end of one of our backyard patios, and he's sitting on the other end, and we're just like, this is so cool. This is the future.
I mean, this was
because we weren't sitting like 2 feet away from each other with a cable that does not stay connected very well.
Exactly, that's true. Yeah. No, like, because that was around the time when, like, this was just before the DS had come out, too. So, like, if you got this right when it came out, like, you got to experience what wireless connection was going to be like for a while.
It's weird to think. Yeah, now that I think about it, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green came out after the DS launched.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Yes, it was December. So the DS came out in, what was it, November? And Fire Red Leaf Green came out in September of that year. And they came out even earlier in Japan.
For some reason, I thought the DS was June of 2004.
No. June 2006 was when the DS Lite came out, I believe. It's like, no. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I think
that's not what I'm thinking of, but I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah, no, the DS came out in the fall of that year.
Okay.
Speaking of, the DS was known for having like a second cart, like the GBA slot, but you could use it for other stuff. Jack, you had the Guitar Hero thing for it, but did you guys have any other stuff that like could go in there? Because I know there was like there was a way to get like an internet browser for it. There was like a bunch of other stuff you could plug in that worked with like.
There was like a Rumble pack and shit.
Yeah, there was.
There was a what was it? Oh, what's the Yoshi game that was
Yoshi Suck a Nut?
Yoshi Suck a Nut.
Yoshi's New Island?
Yoshi's Tilt and Tumble or something?
Wasn't that Kirby's Tilt and Tumble?
It was Kirby's Tilt and Tumble. Yoshi's...
That was on Game Boy.
Yoshi's Fat Cock... I'm searching this in Google right now.
Hold on.
Yoshi Island DS.
Oh yeah, I think it's probably.
No, that's not it.
I'm failing.
I swear to God.
What could have been?
Yoshi Touch and Go.
I don't know.
Let me see.
To keep the conversation going though, while Jack's thinking about it, you know what? Another thing I was thinking about was like third-party memory cards for like the GameCube and PlayStation. Did you guys ever have like third-party ones, or did you just use the first-party ones?
I had like one or so. Like I had some PS2 third-party memory cards. I only ever had the official Nintendo ones for the GameCube.
For the GameCube. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I found out what I was remembering. So there was So Kirby's Tilt and Tumble is what I was thinking of, but there was one for the Nintendo DS. I knew there was one. There was exactly one DS game that supported this motion peripheral that you would plug into the Game Boy Advance slot, and it was Tony Hawk's Motion.
Oh god!
This is a game that I forgot existed.
Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna post it in the spoilers. But yeah, that came with like a Game Boy Advance card.
You can join our Discord. That's free.
Join our Discord.
Check the description for this episode, and you can just jump right in.
I was like, I knew there was a fucking motion one for the Nintendo DS, and I think there was a. I want to say there was a Rumble one, and I want to say it came with like Sega Superstars Tennis or some shit.
Weird.
Something weird like that.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I missed that was like peripherals that I've used, but I think I've basically gone over pretty much anything that I remembered. I guess if I couldn't remember anything else, then it's not important.
Yeah, I think we're about done.
Yeah. Lyndon, was there anything else that we haven't talked about that you remember that you want to share?
What about the 4Kids GBA carts?
Oh,
With episodes of Sonic X.
oh, you mean like the Game Boy Game Boy Advance video?
Yeah,
That's not a
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance
peripheral.
Video.
Yeah, that's software.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get
That's
outta
like that's
here.
like the UMDs on the PSP.
Yeah, what the
They have
fuck?
like
It's
they
like
have like the movies.
it's like video games. It's not a peripheral.
That's like video.
It's like video games.
It's like video games.
I guess.
It's like Uncharted.
God.
Perhaps actually one last thing I do want to mention is I noticed that there's been like a craze where like people will like they'll try to play a game with an accessory that is not meant to play that game. Like
Oh yeah.
there was
Yeah.
I watched this one YouTuber, she does Kingdom Hearts stuff, named Sarah Key, and she beat Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 1 with the DDR pad. I don't know how you do it, but it's apparently possible. And then
I've seen people play Dark Souls with a Guitar Hero controller,
God,
and from what I've heard, it's better than using a keyboard.
that's funny. I also know there's a Toho content creator. She also does cosplays named Punderful, and she like got this like pop arcade thing, and it's got like those rolly balls that like you like the track balls that you roll, and she's been trying to play Toho with those, and it is crazy like
Gross.
how much harder the games are having to roll around trackball, but like it was pretty
That sounds like a
entertaining.
fucking nightmare.
It's fun watching her play that though, and like having a trackball for your movement is so weird. I could never do it. But yeah, no, I think that's all I can think of.
I think that pretty much covers all of our bases.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode where we talked about video game peripherals and accessories. You know, stuff that spices up the gaming experience, so to speak.
Oh, wait. No, I remembered one more. I never used it, but I know of its existence. The fucking Tony Hawk skateboard peripheral.
Oh God.
Oh.
Remember like Tony Hawk
gross.
Ride and Tony Hawk Shred?
Yeah.
Which are the worst games in the franchise. Like, fucking terrible.
Even worse than 5?
Yes, actually, because at least you can play 5 with a normal controller.
That's true.
But like, yeah, I never used one, but I heard they were shit.
Well,
Al says he
we're gonna have
remembers it.
we need a follow-up episode of this, and it's just you telling us about how it was playing those games with the right controller.
We're going.
Oh, God.
We're gonna have an entire podcast episode dedicated to the Tony Hawk series and its rise and fall, and Jack's just gonna have a beautiful script for us.
In this essay, I will.
Actually, now that I think about it, did you guys ever use those racing wheel controllers that you could use for racing games? Because like
Oh, shit.
I did.
That's another one.
I did use one for a Need for Speed game way back.
My fucking my dad bought a like big like racing wheel peripheral, and it was like pretty nice actually, because he wanted to play Need for Speed with like a real like racing wheel, and I think he got more use out of it than I did. It was fun.
Yeah, I think honestly,
But it's been
racing
a
games
long
play
fucking
really
time.
well with some of those racing wheels. You have to be like a fan of those games, but it's definitely a good investment if you do play a lot of racing games.
Are you a fan of those
Well,
games since you have a racer chair?
Oh
have
yeah,
a racer chair.
it is S Racer brand, but no, I don't have. I haven't. I mean, I used to be a big racing game fan. I used to play Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, Burnout, but like for some reason, I kind of just grew out of playing those games. So
It's because the games turned to shit. That's why.
that's true. A lot of them they either went to shit or they hadn't been on. You know, they hadn't just really been doing anything new that was exciting me. So, but yeah, I think that covers it. Join us next time where we will talk about something. We haven't decided on the topic yet, so it'll be a nice surprise for us too.
It'll probably be Cloud making us do a tier list.
I don't know if that's going to be our next thing. I think we can maybe sit on that for a little bit, but
Cloud forces Jack and Landon to make a tier list.
Oh, God.
Part 1.
that's the title for it too. It's Cloud forces Jack and Landon to do a tier list.
Part 1 of question mark.
We just never update it. We'll do it part 2 and part 3, and we'll like finish it off.
But it's going to say
Never
question
update
mark
it.
on all.
It's still going to say question mark.
But we'll see you next time. Thank you all for listening, tuning in. Thank you, as always, to our live viewer, Al, for watching the live stream as we're doing this, right off the cuff.
You could do it too if you want. You could.
If you join us on
Twitch,
follow us on twitch.tv/GamingStooges, and we go live with these every time before we do the actual podcast uploads to other places.
It's usually a week beforehand.
Exactly.
It takes me exactly 1 week
since you look at me
to look at the audio and edit it.
But yeah, like if you want to get the jump on that on our podcast, follow us on Twitch so you can actually view them right from the start.
Join us and talk to us in real time.
Yeah, we'll respond.
Be a part of the discussion.
Exactly, be a part of the discussion. Thank you all, though, for listening in, and we hope you guys have a wonderful week or two. We'll see you guys next time with our next podcast discussion topic. Anybody have any final words before signing out?
Nope, we're done.
Yeah, it's called
right.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
G-night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. If you enjoyed us, consider subscribing to our podcast RSS feed, or follow us on youtube.com/GamingStooges and twitch.tv/GamingStooges for more gaming content. If you'd like to chat with us, join our Discord. The link can be found in the episode description. We also want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. Your continued support means a lot to us. Not already one? Please take a look at what we have to offer anyone who becomes a patron at patreon.com/GamingStooges. See you next time.